Hello, and welcome back to Refrigerated Reviews. My name is DQP. Let's get started. And actually, you kind of come to this video in a bit of a turbulent time in gaming. E3 is just around the corner, and the Steam Summer Sale is underway. It just started today, as of recording, or yesterday if you're watching this video. Obviously, there's a lot going on. I'm going to have an announcement regarding this kind of thing at the end of the episode, but first, I'm going to talk really quickly about Audiosurf 2. And there's honestly not a whole lot to talk about with Audiosurf 2 because it's more Audiosurf. There's not really a whole lot to say about Audiosurf in general. It's basically sort of like, the best way I can describe it, and this is definitely not very accurate, is it's basically Wipeout meets Guitar Hero, in a way, if you can kind of understand that. Actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of more of its own thing. Basically, you plug in this MP3 track, and it builds this sort of racetrack around it with its own bumps and curves and corkscrews and stuff. Your goal is to surf through the music and collect colored blocks while avoiding spikes. It's honestly a pretty simple concept, and there are some new modes in Audiosurf 2 that expand on that, but basically the concept stays the same no matter what mode you're playing. One new mode that I kind of latched onto is wakeboarding, where instead of corkscrews and stuff, they have big jumps that are synced up to big moments of the song. And there was one moment in one particular song that made me feel friggin' awesome in this mode, and maybe that's why it's latched onto me so much. The other big thing that the sequel introduced is mods, and now players can create sort of their own game modes and their own skins and introduce them to Steam Workshop. Essentially, that means that Audiosurf 2 is going to basically have infinite content. It's going to be along the same lines of something like Shadowrun Returns, where it's built from the ground up to support modding. And that means that fans are always going to be concocting something brilliant and new years down the line. So that's good. I'm glad that Audiosurf 2 is supporting that. But if you've played the first Audiosurf, it's basically the same, and there's not a whole lot new to do here. So if you're sick of Audiosurf, it's not really worth it to pick up. It's not going to change that. But if you've never played Audiosurf, it's a good place to jump in. So Audiosurf 2 is pretty good. Now on to my big announcement that I was going to make at the beginning of the video. As I said, E3 and the Steam Summer Sale are happening. So, starting tomorrow, I'm thinking of doing a Steam rundown, sort of similar to Total Biscuit's Sale Box series, where I go down the daily deals and maybe the flash deals to tell you what games are really worth getting. So that'll be fun. And in addition, this is not set in stone yet, but I might be streaming myself watching the E3 conferences this year. And I know I'll definitely do a Refrigerated review at the end of all that, to sort of sum up what happened at E3, what I'm excited for, what you should and shouldn't be excited for. It's going to be a lot of fun. So this is a pretty short sort of stopgap video in between all of the E3 and summer sale madness. A lot of stuff's going down. So, I mean, that's all I have to say. If you like Audiosurf, then Audiosurf 2 is not a bad purchase. So I will see you next week.